Yes or no? Did the president direct Rod Rosenstein to write this memo on James Comey?
No, the president had lost, again, like I said, he'd lost confidence in Director Comey, and frankly, he'd been considering letting Director Comey go since the day he was elected. But he did have a conversation with the Deputy Attorney General on Monday where they had come to him to express their concerns. The president asked that they put those concerns and their recommendation in writing, which is the letter that you guys have received.
You said that he made a lot of missteps and mistakes. Back at the end of October, this president was applauding the FBI director when he reopened the investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails. So he seemed quite happy with him at that point. What changed?
Well, I think the president's position, one, he was a candidate for president, not the president. Those are two very different things. Once you take over leading the Department of Justice, that's very different than being a candidate in a campaign. As you guys all know, there's a very clear distinction between those two things.
Isn't it true that the president had already decided to fire James Comey, and he asked the Justice Department to put together the rationale for that firing?
No.
When did he make the decision?
He made the decision for the final decision to move forward with it was yesterday, but I know that he's been contemplating it for a while.
But how do you explain what Dianne Feinstein says, that the president told her that he was concerned with the mess at the FBI and asked the Justice Department to look into it?
I can't speak for Senator Feinstein, but I did speak directly to the president and heard directly from him that he, again, had been considering letting Director Comey go pretty much since the day he took office, but that there was no request by him to have a review at the Department of Justice.
Sean Spicer said just a week ago today, the president has confidence in the director. So again, I'm sorry if I'm not understanding this, but what has happened in the last 7 days to shake the confidence? Was Sean lying at that point, or did something happen in the last 7 days?
Of course, she'd love to add that in, but certainly not. I think one of the big things that took place was the process in the hearing on Wednesday, where again, not to sound like a broken record, but since you guys keep asking the same questions, I guess it's only fair that I keep giving the same answers. But you have somebody, the director of the FBI, who reports to the Deputy Attorney General, going around the chain of command. That's simply not okay. That's not something that is allowed in the justice system, nor should it be. That's a huge problem. That, along with the corrections that had to take place over the last, I believe, 48 hours, those are all big problems. And another, I think, kind of final piece that pushed the president to make the decision that he did.
So does he regret not doing it earlier, like on January 20th or January 21st?
No, I believe the president wanted to give Director Comey a chance, but he feels that he made the right decision.
On the campaign trail, President Trump frequently said, lock her up, and he criticized the Department of Justice for not being harsh enough on Hillary Clinton. He actually praised Director Comey in October for having the guts to reopen the investigation. Why was he moved by a letter that said that Director Comey was, if anything, too harsh on Hillary Clinton? Why did that move the president to fire him?
Again, I think you're looking at two very different positions. The president was wearing a different hat at that time. He was a candidate, not the president. Those circumstances certainly change when you become the president. And again, when you go around the chain of command in the Department of Justice, when you, like I said before, throw a stick of dynamite into the Department of Justice, that's a big problem and one that cannot be ignored.